Hi, fifth graders. This is Miss Advina. Today we're going to be going into Unit 2, Week 3, Lesson 1. And our objectives for this lesson are I will be able to reflect on and share my ideas about characters in the selections from Tom Sawyer, summarize my partner's ideas, come to a conversation prepared, having read the text and being ready to use details from it to support my ideas. What I need you to do right now is go ahead and open up your book to page 21, the Build, Reflect, Write page. We're going to be building knowledge. We're going to analyze characters and make a list of how each of the characters in Camp Life reacts to events. What do their reactions tell us about them? And we're going to focus in on Tom, Huck, and Joe. And we're going to look at events, the reaction to the event, the character's reaction, and what each character's reaction tells us about him. So every time you see a character react in a certain way, it's giving you information about that character. I also want you to open up your OneNote, go to the Close Reading tab, go to Week 10, and you'll see that that same table is right here, along with a couple of questions that we're going to be talking about. And you and your partner will be filling in. Now, your partner for this will probably be your table mate. So look to the person on your left or your right, the one who has their table or their desk touching yours, and that's who you are going to be talking to as soon as they're done with the same thing that you're doing. So take a moment, go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to go back to Camp Life. I want you to reread small parts of it and reflect back on what was going on in that story. What were the characters doing? I know it was a long vacation, but it's time to get back into our reading and our comprehension skills. So go ahead and pause here. Okay, welcome back. Now, we're going to go ahead and go back into Camp Life. Oops, that's not what I meant to open. Let me close that up. And one of the easier ways to get to the different pages for me, because I'm using the program, is to come on down here and I can see where the story started. And it looks like it started right here. So you've already gone back and read through this. And now I'm going to look at the first character, Tom. And I'm going to look at one of the events that took place. Now it's important that you are using your annotating skills, because that's where you get to write on your text and put down the things that are going on. I'm going to use the line to annotate or underline what I want to really highlight with this. And I'm going to change the color to pink. Remember, every time we read a text, we want to change the color so that we remember what we were reading for. So I'm looking through and I'm seeing that they tramped over decaying logs through tangled underbrush along solemn monarchs of the forest hung from their crowns to the ground with a drooping regalia of grapevines. Now and then they came upon snug nooks carpeted with grass and jeweled with flowers. Now, nothing in that character really gives me an event that happened with Tom. So I have to keep reading. Just because it doesn't have anything doesn't mean that it's not valuable. It just means that it's not going to help me with this task at hand. So I need to keep moving forward. And then I see over here that this is the part where they go see what is going on, because they heard some cannon booms. And here is where Tom figures out what's going on. I know now, exclaimed Tom. Somebody's drowned. So Tom seems really interested in what that somebody's drowned. He might even be concerned at that point, thinking that it might be someone he knows. And then we keep going. And here's where Tom figures out that it was indeed him that they think drowned. Boys, I know who's drowned. It's us. And that went a little too high, so I need to bring it down a little bit. And he seems excited about this news. Maybe it's because, in the best interest of Tom, I'm thinking that he's glad it wasn't somebody he knows. But then I keep reading and I see they felt like heroes in an instant. Here was a gorgeous triumph. And that says something completely different about their characters. They're not as concerned about anyone else. They're more concerned with themselves. They were missed. They were mourned. Hearts were breaking on their account. So I'm going to underline those pieces because that says something very definite about Tom. Now I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to put in the event Tom. Oh, it's giving me some extra characters. Realizes that the town thinks that they drowned. And his reaction to the event is that he is excited that the town misses them. Oops. Now, what this reaction tells us about the character of Tom is that he can be selfish and doesn't mind that others are hurting. Now, that's an important detail about his character. I want you to go back and look at Huck and Joe and see what their feelings are. What events took place for them that showed their characters. And when you're done, I want you to answer the questions. What did you learn about Tom, Huck, and Joe in camp life? And which of the boys' qualities do you admire, and which ones do you think are negative? I would say that selfish is definitely a negative quality, and it's not something I would admire. Make sure you go through your text and underline in a different color that you have not used yet. That way you'll remember to look back at that color as you're filling out the chart. Remember, your objectives are: I will be able to reflect on and share my ideas about characters and selections from Tom Sawyer, summarize my partner's ideas, and come to a conversation prepared, having read the text and being ready to use details from it to support my ideas. Until the next lesson, 5th graders, have fun.